Hey, what is up guys? Welcome back to another video, and in this video we're going to be continuing on with our Swift programming tutorial series, and in this video we are going to not be covering any new concepts or anything like that. We're done learning Swift. Congratulations, you made it through. But today we're going to start talking about the next steps in your journey after learning the Swift programming language itself. And so, we're going to start off with one of the older frameworks that is still in wide use today, especially in the current job market, with already existing apps predominantly using it, and that is UIKit. What is UIKit? Well, UIKit is Apple's framework, or rather their original framework, for building iOS, iPadOS, tvOS, and Vision OS applications. That's right, you can use UIKit to build Vision OS applications. UIKit is the basis for Apple TV applications. So if you want to build applications for the big screen, then UIKit is an option for you. And then iPadOS and iOS. Those are the two original contenders for what UIKit was built for. So UIKit is slightly different than something newer like SwiftUI in that UIKit takes a imperative approach to building applications, whereas SwiftUI is more declarative. In the next video, we'll talk about SwiftUI a little bit more, but I want to give you kind of I want to make sure you guys kind of understand the difference there. UIKit is a little bit more involved, but that's not to say that it's hard necessarily. There are some pretty advanced topics in UIKit, no doubt, but we will cover those when we start our iOS development series with UIKit. But that's not going to be for a while. I don't want to give an exact date on it because Lord knows I'm terrible with conforming to due dates. At least in terms of video uploads, I want to specify. With video uploads, I'm not great at conforming to these schedules because I'm a perfectionist. I want the best content for you guys. All right, so let's talk a little bit about iPadOS, because iPadOS is a little bit more special than UIKit on iOS, and that is because with UIKit and iPadOS, there is a special little thing called Mac Catalyst. And what Mac Catalyst does is it allows you to build an iPad app, right? So you build an app for iPad that can run on the iPad and all that stuff. But with Mac Catalyst, you can have it run on the Mac as well. And we're not talking about Apple Silicon's ability to run iOS and iPadOS applications natively. No, we're talking this works on Intel Macs as well. Now, of course, you can't just go and check a checkbox and expect your iPad app to work flawlessly in exactly the way a Mac user would expect it to on the Mac, because that's just not how it works. There are some modifications that you need to make your iPad app that's running via Mac Catalyst feel like an iPad app. We're not going to cover Mac Catalyst on this channel. If you want me to, not so much cover it in depth, but to kind of show you if you want me to show you it running, I can, but I'm not going to cover it in depth because, generally speaking, that isn't the recommended way to build new apps anymore. You can build them with Mac Catalyst if you want, but it's not the recommended way anymore. That lies with SwiftUI if you want to build cross-platform apps. All right, so on this page on the Apple developer site that I have up here in my Safari, there are many different resources that you can take a look at. So you can take, for example, you can take a look at the overview of UIKit. And then we have a list of a bunch of different topics you can look at. Let's see here. Such as you can take a look at some of the latest updates to UIKit. You can learn about some of the more important changes to it. You can learn about how app development with UIKit actually works. You can learn about making your apps more accessible with UIKit and all of that sort of stuff. So this page on the Apple developer documentation is a very useful resource for you. Right. So that pretty much does it for this video on UIKit. Thank you all so very much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video where we are going to be talking about SwiftUI.